Good afternoon, class. Today we're going to talk about our divisibility rules. These are ways to see if certain numbers that we might encounter, to see if they're divisible evenly by particular small numbers, specifically just 2 to 10 today. So we're going to look at this and see a lot of these you might know, but some of them you might not. So we're going to take a look. Obviously, the first one we will start with, 1, everything is divisible by 1, so we're not even going to mention that, but divisible by 2. So obviously the question is it even or odd? Only the last digit matters. So 2, 4, 6, 8, a 0, right? Those are all divisible by 2. So for example, this really large number, what is it? 43,012,942 is divisible by 2. We don't even have to check just because we can look at that 2 at the end. However, 30,249,585 is not divisible by 2 because the 5 at the end makes it odd, and so it's not divisible by 2. Divisible by 3. Some of those might have seen this before or heard it in class today. You add up the digits to check to see if it's divisible by 3 evenly, and then you check to see if that new number is divisible by 3. A small example, 57, well, that's 5 plus 7. Well, 5 plus 7 is 12, and 12 is divisible by 3, so we know that that is a number that's divisible by 3. Similarly, 3,687. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 8 is 17. And 17 plus 7 is 24. 24 is indeed divisible by 3. So it's a nice little quick way to check and see if it's divisible by 3. Divisible by 4. This is one not too many students know, but all you actually have to do is check to see if the last two digits are divisible by 4. So obviously 24, we know that's divisible by 4 because those last two digits. Let's take a look at this really, really long number. Well, all the way at the end, the last two digits are 24. So it's also divisible by 24. And there you go. So that's actually, you can check it out. It is evenly divisible. Divisible by 5. So does it end in a 5 or a 0? That's the question. So 235, that one definitely is divisible by 5. This other large number, also divisible by 5 because it ends in a 5. However, even if it has, a whole bunch of other numbers and then a number that's at the end that's not divisible by 5, it's not divisible by 5. Again, that one most students know. Divisible by 6. Okay, so actually you're just using two different rules. So you check to see if it's divisible by 2 first, and then you check to also make sure it's divisible by 3. Well, why does that make sense? Well, 2 times 3 equals 6. So obviously it has to be divisible by 2 and 3 if it's divisible by 6. So small example, 24, we know it's divisible by 2 because it's even. And then divisible by 3, 2 plus 4 is 6. And we knew that that's also divisible by 6, by 2, and by 3. Let's take a look at this example now. 4,590. Well, we see that it's divisible by 2 because it ends in a 0. But it's also divisible by 3 because 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, and 18 is indeed divisible by 3. So this number is actually divisible by 6, and we did it pretty quickly. Next, divisible by 7. This one, you do have to kind of check it. 7 is a prime number, so it's a pretty good candidate, especially, as we'll talk about, it's a pretty good candidate for those different things, those numbers that we might need to check under 100. So, but pretty, you could just check it by doing a quick dividing by hand or use a calculator if that's an option that you have, and see if the remainder is 0. Divisible by 8. Kind of similar to 4 for obvious reasons. All you have to do is check if the last 3 divisible digits are divisible by 8. So for example, 168, we could see that it's divisible by 8. The 8 goes in there 2 times, and then 8 goes into 8 once. So it's 21 times 8 actually is that number. This huge number right here, we can actually very quickly check to see if it's divisible by 8 by just, again, lopping off those last 3 digits. 168, and that, as we see, is also divisible by 8. And so it would be divisible by 8. Divisible by 9, similar to 3, again, for obvious reasons. All you have to do is add up the digits and see if that new number is divisible by 9. 81, we know, is divisible by 9. Let's try it out. 8 plus 9, well, that's just 9. And so that works out. And it is divisible by 9. Let's take a look at this number. 9 plus 4 is 13, plus another 5 is 18, plus 3 is 21, plus 6 is 27. 27 also is divisible by 9, and so this number is a little larger, but we very quickly saw that it's divisible by 9. Finally, divisible by 10. This is an easy one. If it ends in a 0, it's divisible by 10. So hopefully that was very helpful. Make sure you can pause it, rewatch this video, take notes on it, and answer the questions that are provided. Thanks, and have a good afternoon.